pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First thing is consent agenda approval of September 26, 2022 minutes. Approval payment to Utility Service Company, Inc. in the fourth quarter water tower maintenance in the amount of $11,873.78. Approval payment to Vance Brothers and Oregon Street microsurfacing in the amount of $100,366. Approval payment to Olson Associates and professional service for the sanitary surf phase 1A North LS improvement in the amount of $31,457.79. Approval September 2022 accounts payable report. Approval September municipal judges report. There's a motion. We approve the consent agenda as read.
I'll make the motion to approve the consent agenda as written.
For a second.
Second.
Motion been made and second. Any other comments? No other comments. We'll vote.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Motion carried. Next thing, regular agenda, and then public comments, petition and memorial. Sarah Klepper with the Howell Chamber Business Bureau.
I'm here for a few requests from the city. I've already spoken with Mickey about barricades for the afternoon and evening parades, and I have a map if you want to have that to keep. We will have volunteers at each of these barricades to help if, you know, an emergency vehicle needs to be brought through. So we have somebody there to move the barricades if needed and make sure no one parks there. And we have a map for the evening and the afternoon parade. So I would like to ask permission to have those barricades put up or have you guys put them up for us.
Is there a motion to approve a request?
I'll make the motion. Approve the request for barricades.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Motion been made and second. Any other comments? No other comments. We'll vote.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Motion carried.
And then the second request is to put a banner up on the side of the building. I think in years past it's been done and I brought them tonight. There's a banner that just says Hiawatha Halloween Frolic. And then there's a smaller one to go underneath it that has the times of the parades. And so we would need somebody to put those up for us and permission to put them on the side of the building. I'm not sure exactly how that works.
Well, maybe.
I think they've done it in the past, but not since. Okay, not since I've been in this position, but.
Well, you work with Brad. He's got the boom truck.
Do you need a motion for that too?
Yeah.
Do you need a motion for that as well? I'd like to make a motion to put the two banners about the Halloween frolic up on the side of the building. Thanks to Brad and his crew.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded. Any comments? No comments. We'll vote.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Motion carried. Anything
And
else?
then one more thing about dates of our activities, the 28th is going to be business trick or treating from 4 to 5 o'clock. We have set the 28th and 29th for city trick or treating. And then we're doing cemetery tours and downtown tours on the 29th. I don't know if that needs to be approved or if that's just
Do it.
do it.
Do it.
Okay.
Do I approve it or? I'd like to make a motion to have trick or treating, and that's the most important. Just to have trick or treating on the 28th and the 29th. And then the rest are just your activities.
Right.
So,
I just wanted to
but
make
the
you aware of what we
trick-or-treating,
were doing.
yeah, that's pretty huge because 2 nights of trick or treating. So
I
anyway,
know.
that's my motion to trick or treat those 2 nights.
Second.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded doing the 28th, 29th trick or treating. Any comments? No other comments. We'll vote.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Motion carried.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Stacy Shoemaker.
I am here on behalf of Thrivent downtown. We are wanting to ask permission to block off a portion of the alley on the east side of our building just for the length of our building from about 4:30, 5 o'clock until the end of the parade. And I did send you guys the map. You guys should all have that, that I made, sorry. And then as well as a kind of a who, what, when, and where sheet. So do you guys have any questions about it?
I don't think anybody uses that alley besides,
Kegs.
most of your
And-
businesses is out front and they go in the
Mhm.
front. So
And it is in a T, so there's
So
still
actually
emergency
from a-
access. So,
car wash up that way is not really a major shutdown or anything. But
right.
you're gonna have a food vendor there.
Yes, the country cabin food truck will be there and the truck will be accessible to the public.
Yeah, that's, sounds like a good idea to me.
All right.
So I'd make that a motion that to close down part of the alley so they could have food vendors and.
I'll second.
Those have been made and seconded. Any other comments? No other comments, we'll vote.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Motion carried.
All right.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Charlotte Van Diver.
I am here on behalf of me, myself, and I.
Okay.
I have a rental house that at the beginning of the year, I put on the market with Heartland. Heather worked very hard and got it sold for me. We had half the money over at the Brown County Title waiting for me to clear up the title on it. And the other half, she was going to pay me off because she needed to use the money to fix the roof. And the half that was over at Brown County Title was going to pay the property taxes that were due on it. She came over to the city to have the water turned on. And Dave Wilson told her no, he would not turn it on. He said that that I couldn't sell it, that I had to go in there and fix the roof before I sold it. And I'm not sure what else because he's never talked to me about it. My buyer then went to Heartland, told her what he'd said to her. And Heather came over to talk to Dave Wilson also. And she got scared off and backed out of my sale.
I think that property is right straight across from my house.
Yeah.
Uh, It's really in kind of a rough shape over there, that
It
property.
is. It is.
And the shed is about to fall down. And it's got holes in the roof and I don't know how many.
But I made that very clear to my buyer and she had the money to get all that stuff done and fixed. And it got stopped by Dave Wilson. I am needing to move up to Wichita to be with my son because my health is not great. And he wants me to be closer. I had to leave for vacation at my sister's and I couldn't take care of it right then or go talk to Dave. Not that I would talk to him alone anymore because we don't get along. But I was going to come up here a long time ago and then I got home and I had a car accident. So I was gone for 3 months. I am not able to take care of that house. I'm trying to sell it to someone who will. That was all taken care of. You guys were going to be paid all your property tax. The roof was going to be fixed and so on. What I'm needing to know, because I have never been told any of this. Nobody has come to me. And I'm the one person that they should have come to. It was told through my buyer and through my realtor.
How long?
I need to know what you guys need me to do so that I can move.
Well, it looks like it's gonna take quite a bit of money to get that thing fixed up. So you say and your buyer's already backed out. And so I guess what's your plan then? I guess I'm trying to figure out, what do you want us to do about it?
I want you to let me get it sold. And I will guarantee that those things will be done. That was my stipulation on it. I made it very clear what the shape the house was in. She was willing to take it on and get it fixed. I have to find another buyer now that will do the same thing. But Heather doesn't want to put it up on the market fully. She's shown it to a couple people, but she doesn't want to really go after it until we find out what it is that I can do. My understanding is that you can sell fixer-up houses in this town. Am I wrong?
Well, if you got somebody interested, I would assume you're right, but we had one other guy come in not too long ago, and he's going to repair a home, and I haven't seen it repaired yet, so that's been quite a while ago. So, so I'm just trying to figure out. Maybe Dave, you want to give us a minute and explain this, would you? Okay, Dave, you know Dave Wilson. Okay.
A couple things. I've never met Mrs. Vanderveer before. I think we've talked on the telephone. This particular property, 410 Cheyenne or Kickapoo, was the communication I had with your real estate agent was by telephone. I've never met her in person. I've been in that office before, but and I think it was while they were still down at the Oregon Street location. There was a buyer here, and very often the buyers will come in and ask for certain services to be performed. I understand it that your Ms. Vanderveer was the owner of the property, and it's just a matter of doing an inspection at the site to see what needs to be done. They want to turn the water on. Water lines and that kind of thing can be checked without having the water turned on. It can be pressurized, and you can tell where the leaks and stuff are. So that was one of the concerns. The other is the occupancy, the actual occupancy of the structure. She was still the owner. There was no, we don't ask for contracts. You can be the owner and lease the property to someone else. It's still health, welfare, and safety issues. And there was apparent conditions on the outside of the structure that would suggest that there are other things that need to be looked at. I don't go on the inside of structures without the permission of the property owner. And I understand that you're the property owner. So what questions do you have of me?
So the request to turn the water on can only be made by the owner, then not a prospective buyer?
Anybody walking in off the street can ask us to turn the water on, but frankly, it needs to be done by the owner. Because the owner was the property owner.
Yeah.
They're the one that should determine whether the water's turned on at a location or not. And that's not the criteria for owning a property, is to have the water turned on.
How long has this thing been vacant? I mean, how long since anybody's lived in the house? You might get up to the mic here so I can hear you.
It's probably been probably close to 2 years. It was a rental property, and I've never been the one that has to call and turn water on my rental properties. So I don't know where that's come from. I've never had to be the one to turn it on.
Well, you're the one that owns it, and there's nobody else living there.
I'm the one that owns it, but it was understood by him that it was sold. He said he talked to my realtor. He talked to the landowner or the new owner of it. The paperwork was signed. We were just waiting for some title work to be done. And I never received a call or a letter or anything from Mr. Wilson that I had to be the one that comes and tells them to turn it on, which I've been here 33 years and I've never had to be the one to turn it on.
You haven't owned that house 33 years, have you?
No, I haven't. That particular one was the last house that my dad came into town and bought it because he had a stroke and had to be close to me.
So then I guess a question from moving forward, because unfortunately we can't go backwards, of course. So moving forward, we just need to know. So like, if somebody comes in and says, okay, I know this is in really bad shape, but I want to buy it, you just want to make sure that that's able to happen, right?
Right.
I mean, and so is there anything that I don't know that could keep that from happening? I mean, I know that we're probably getting into the time frame of where this is getting really bad, but
Well, the whole structure is bad, the house and the shed and it just, I don't know. And if you turn the water on and the water blows all over on the inside, and then I guess somebody's gonna have to inspect that house before we turn that water on.
My understanding is that when they turn the water on, you have to be there. So if it did cause a leak or something, there would be people in there to say, no, turn it back off. I mean, I don't know how it exactly works, but that's how it's always been with my house when I had to turn it off for some reason.
I guess I got one other question. If, what do you want us to do? I guess I'm just trying to figure out what, you want some time to try to sell it? Is that what you're wanting? I guess.
Honestly, if you guys would just buy the house from me, then I could go ahead and move.
I live across the
I'd be
street, I
happy
would
with
buy it.
that.
so Larry, what do we do with this? I mean, can we sell it or I mean, not we, I mean, because I said, I know the owner's gonna have to be willing to fix it up in a timely manner if it can be fixed up. So
Mr. Mayor, Commissioners, I think that this is something that I can take care of administratively, with Dave to work out a process that gets this done. Because, from what I'm hearing is, there's some process issues that we're dealing with from utilities and building codes and that sort of stuff. And I think if you just refer that back to me to get solved in the next, within this week, because I'm not going to be here next week. But give me some time to work on that with the lady and Dave. And I think we've got some things that we can do to, solve this problem.
Well, that's, yeah, if you want to work with the city administrator acting and see what kind of a solution we can come up with, because it's, I wouldn't, I mean, the house in bad shape. So I mean, I was kind of hoping somebody tear it down because make my value of my property go back up.
It's a good property. It's a good property. It just looks bad from the outside. It needs some. When I moved here, when I moved here 33 years ago, I bought 6 houses. We gutted them, remodeled them, painted them, and they were housing that people lived in for 33 years.
Okay. Well, we're
So
gonna
that we
go
didn't tear
ahead
it
and let
down.
this turn it over to the administrator, and you guys work together and see if you can come up with some kind of a solution before the next 2 weeks. And then no less, you got any other ideas, Larry?
I just would say, give me a call tomorrow morning and we'll start trying to figure out where we're gonna go with it.
Okay,
Okay?
sounds good.
Or
All
if you want, come into the office, we'll work out a plan and go from there.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Next thing, old business done, new business, consider a license, Cyril malt beverage license for 2023 for Casey's number 2153. And Is there a motion we approve the,
I'll make the motion to approve the license to sell cereal malt beverages 2023 for Casey's. Number 2153 located at 406 South First Street and authorize the necessary signatures.
motion been made? Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Any other comments? No other comments, we'll vote.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Motion carried. Next thing, consider approval license cereal malt beverage number for 2023 for Casey's 2957. That'll be at location 915 South First Street, and authorize the mayor to sign the documents in the clerk. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded. Any comments? No other comments, we'll vote.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Motion carried. Next thing, consider approval to suspend personnel policy N1B to allow employees' family to ride in city-owned vehicles during the Halloween parade. I think we approved that last year.
Yeah.
And so,
I'll make a motion to approve suspending the city of Hiawatha personnel policy and guidelines N1B, use of city equipment to allow employee families to ride in or on city-owned vehicles during the 2022 Halloween Frolic Parade, provided a release of liability for each participating family member is signed and filed at City Hall no later than 4:00 p.m. October 28th, 2022.
I guess you're getting the chief's gonna go ahead and get this affidavit signed by the people.
Oh, I think it's, oh,
Yeah, well,
Yeah, she handed it to me.
all right, he give you the hands up there. I just want to make sure you understand what we're talking about here. All right, good. Well, that's a bonus. All right, there's a motion and a second. Any other comments?
Second.
No other comments, we'll vote.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Motion carried. Consider awarding bids for farm cash rent, Timothy Andrew, price $207 an acre for the entering into a 3-year lease agreement and authorize the mayor and city clerk to sign any necessary documents.
I'll make that motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Motion been made and second. Any other comments? No other comments, we'll vote.
All in favor?
aye.
All opposed?
Motion carried. Next thing, consider application for volunteer firefighters. John Merchant Jr. as a volunteer firefighter pending pre-employment testing. I'd make that a motion to go ahead and appoint John Merchant Jr. to the fire department with chief's recommendation.
I'll second.
Motion been made and seconded. Any other comments? No other comments, we'll vote.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Motion carried. You bet. Next thing, consider approval of a motion to approve changes to city commission meeting dates from November the 14th to November the 7th. I think the girls are gonna be out of town, so we won't have anybody here, so I guess we might as well get that changed.
Just have Nikki type up things.
All right.
I'm gonna go with that one.
I'll make a motion to approve changing the city commission meeting from November 14th to November 7th.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Motion been made and seconded. Any other comments? No other comments, we'll vote.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Motion carried. Next thing, Brad Scott.
Yeah, I'll just give everybody a quick update of what's going on with the water department right now. I have been in contact with our engineers about the lagoons, the evaporation equipment, and there's some disagreement on the performance guarantee right now with the company, and we are currently working on that. Some of the things that they're requiring, some of the things that they want us to do, and the engineer is talking through that with the company that way for our performance guarantee, so we can make sure that that equipment operates the way it's supposed to. Yeah, well, along with that, we have I have in my hands plans for the electrical out there for the evaporation equipment, but I currently right now, until this is cleared up, I'm not going to ask to go out to bid for that until I know that this is going to go through and this is the equipment that we're going to get. So I just wanted to let you know that it's still being worked on. It's had some delays. We still haven't heard from KDHE either as far as the permitting goes. But everything is in the process. The town clock, the company that we have the motor through, they are busy. I'm guessing they're probably fixing motors and grain elevators right now. They said they'd get to this by the end of the month though, so it should be up and going sooner than later. I've been in contact with them several times. The tower contracts, I've been in contact with a few different companies, three different companies. I have one coming up to look at the towers next week, and one was the company that we already had, so they are well aware. And I was in contact with another company today. I'm hoping to get at least another couple of companies in there so we can get a competitive bids on that. So kind of that's what we're up to right now, other than just normal, operations. So
How about that Iowa Street project?
oh, that Iowa Street project, I got a contact today from Kyle Knudsen for a directional boring contractor, so we can get something bored across there and get them hooked up with something that's, and what we're talking about there is the land that was annexed in at the end of Iowa Street. They're having some issues when one house is using water, the other house can't. And so they're having flow issues right now. They have a severe volume problem. The reason is because they have a 3-inch pipe that's being fed by a 3/4-inch line.
Yeah, it's kinda
And so
hard to pull it up.
essentially, no matter, you can put a 6-inch pipe there and it doesn't matter. They still only have a 3/4-inch line. And so the temporary fix for right now is for us to take a 2-inch line all the way across the street, and that'll fix our volume issues temporarily until we can get a bigger line all the way out there. But we need to do something sooner than later. The mayor brought that to my attention, so that's what we're talking about there.
Well, we got the crops out, so we won't
Yes.
have any liability. And once we push it underneath there and hook it up,
Yes,
then we won't have no damage. So,
yes.
but if you wait till next crop comes in, they get it planted, then we're gonna have exposure then.
I'm hoping to have that done, honestly, within the next few weeks is when I want to have that done. I want to have that done really fast because we have customers out there having a problem right now. So yeah, I want to get that done as quick as possible.
Well, I discussed with Larry here about 3 or 4 weeks ago or so, and so everybody knows what. And it's kind of hard to, and two people to use the same tool, I guess. So
Yeah.
well, that's good. I'm glad you're working on it, Brad.
That's all I have, unless anybody has any questions for me specifically. Yes.
I talked with one of those tank companies.
Yes.
We went down to the League of Municipalities conference over the
Yes.
weekend. And the guy said he's gonna come up and talk to you, but did our the contract that we are trying to get out of, I guess, when you make those monthly payments, does that build up funds so that if we ever need to have the tank painted, they'll paint it? We don't have to-
It does, and that could be part of it, but I think what the big fear was is that as long as that contract has gone on, there is no renewal process for the one that we were in. We've had it for a number of years, and it's just a percentage markup every year is what they were doing. And so the further that goes into the future, I guess the fear is that we end up overpaying for something that we might be able to get a more competitive price on. And it's just one of those things that, this was brought up to me, and I thought to myself, we can do that. We can go out and rebid if we want to. We just had to do the right thing, and we had to get through the termination phase of that first, and then we can go out and rebid and get a price and see what we can get.
When was the last time we had any of those tanks recoated or painted? Do you remember?
Yeah, it's been within the last 5 years.
Oh, okay.
I have all the assessment reports at my office. I can look that up,
I'm just curious.
but it's been fairly recently. And I was told I don't know if this will reflect in the assessment of the West Tower, but I was told that we have a number of years with the West Tower before it'll need it on the inside. And the outside needs power washed. I think anybody can see it and see that, but I think the coating itself is in good shape.
Okay.
I think the only thing bothers me is when they come in here and they was here for 30 minutes and charged 11,000 for 30 minutes, and that's pretty fast money.
I think we're up to,
I think we need
we're
to-
paying almost $45,000 a year, no matter what they do. And I understand what he's saying is that that's a buildup, you know, because painting a tower is obviously expensive.
Yeah.
And obviously that takes a lot of time, but, you know, I think that it was still a good idea to go out and rebid this and see if we can save some money.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. So, you got anything else, Brad?
I don't.
Thank you.
All right, thanks.
Dominic, I guess you're on the floor.
Dave couldn't be here this evening, so he asked me to just a couple things. We met with Olson on an update last week, and Larry was with us at the sewer plant. They're at 90% completion on the phase one of the engineering side, and some of the stuff from KDHE came in and it went pretty good. And then we're looking at going out for bids in January. The biggest part is the North Sewer Plant project, North Headworks project. We installed the sewer today at the building, at the new training building at the Noble Park today. And I want to recognize Herb Rowland. He did all the digging and we appreciate it, but the sewer is in there now. And the other things are just working on some of the stuff. The belt filter press is down for a little bit and we're waiting on parts from Aeromod in Manhattan. And we got with Larry and we're seeking obviously another employee because Dave will be gone soon. And Bruce has been there, what, 4 months or so. So we have to get up to speed on, you know, more than just 2 employees, you know, with 9 lift stations. But no, that's it. Everything went good today, putting in the sewer and everything's going good.
Appreciate it, Dominic.
Any questions?
No, well, I think you're doing a good job. You're getting moving forward. That's what we want.
Trying to, best I can, best I can. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Herb?
The only thing I have is Bates supposed to be here sometime this week to do the parking stripes.
Okay. All right.
Order it, but they had it.
That looks pretty good. So Stacy's not here.
Mayor, if you don't mind, she sent me some stuff. Since
ahead.
she knew she wasn't able to make it, said that she was going to report on the great trip to Phoenix that she had, and lots of ideas coming down the pike from that. Gearing up, I mean, all of us know Stacy kind of goes a little crazy during Halloween time. So things she has coming up is Halloween events such like the Monster Maze, which is this Thursday for kids. It's a family-friendly Monster Maze. And then we have Pumpkin Palooza, which are little packets or little craft kits that you can sign up for and kids take home. Festival of Frights at the Fisher Center. So their version of a haunted house. Trunk or treats the Festival of Frights is on October 27th and October 30th. Trunk or treat is Sunday, October 30th in the Fisher Center parking lot. That's another family-friendly event where, you know, kids can come and trick or treat. And she said that they are needing trunks. So if anybody wants to come do that, you know, they'd like to have more of those. Then October 31st at the high school track is the Great Pumpkin Relay at 10 a.m. It's a mile-long race consisting of carrying a HPNR pumpkin for 4 laps around the track. I'm assuming if you drop it and break it, you lose. I don't know. It's not on there, but they encourage costumes and it's another fun family thing. So lots of stuff ahead for HPNR.
Thank you. Dave Wilson?
Subject to your questions, I don't have anything for this evening.
Okay. Well, thank you, Dave. Patrick?
Ms. Lynette was kind enough to print out something for me you all should have regarding some personnel there at the fire department. Do you have any questions over that? You didn't?
His
I emailed
email.
it separately.
Oh.
I emailed it to him.
Oh, you emailed it. Do you have any questions regarding that?
No, I've already asked him.
Something that we decided we couldn't consciously sleep at night if something was to happen. So that's the way, why we elected to go down that path. So we've been working on it for almost a year. So
So once again, thanks for being a good leader.
we try.
That's what we need. So
So-
thank you.
Thank you. As you're all well aware, we did burn the city burn pit. We did that last Monday night. It hadn't been burned since December. Yes, there was some big flames. We did have plenty of water. We had plenty of personnel out there. We used that as a training night for some of the younger members. So I know I got a few phone calls. I know the mayor got some phone calls. So
City's
I
burning down.
got a picture from a friend of ours that lives about 8 miles north of town. They could see the nice glow. So
Well, at least you got their attention.
that's right. They know Hiawatha's still here.
No, thanks for
did.
getting that done.
Yeah.
Being safe about it.
Yeah, it was a mess out there.
Not anymore. And,
Yeah.
thanks to Herb and
Well,
the
that's-
street department, he was out there as well. So
I guess I do have a question that's just totally random. So I know you send out reports and like how many calls that
Mhm.
that your volunteer men go out on and meetings and stuff. If there's ever people who don't go to very many, is that something that is okay or that you eventually address? Because some you see out there all the time, others.
Right.
And I mean, I'm just asking because I don't really know the procedure, how that goes.
So I believe the bylaws state is that we're supposed to, if we don't make 3 meetings in a row, I need to be reaching out to them and giving them a letter saying you're not in compliance with attendance. I don't generally let it get that long. If something's going on, I need to know about it. Yes, you do see several members on there, not several, I'm going to say 2
Mhm.
that rarely make meetings, rarely make fires. It's also harvest season, not making any excuses for
Oh, yeah.
them, but historically it's been that way. And I always keep in contact with them going, what are we doing? And generally after that phone call, we make some fire calls, we make some meetings and
Okay.
it gets straightened back up.
Yeah, I was just curious.
Nope.
So.
Yeah,
Any
anything
of
for me?
your-
Nope.
any of your staff ever have any issues with their employers with being able to drop what they're doing and
The way that when I first joined the fire department, Gary Shear always said it was family first, then your job, and then the city.
yeah,
So family first, your career, and then the fire department. So we talk to individuals here in town. Will your employer be, will they allow you to come? Some of them, yes, some of them are no. We have mutual aid agreements with all the fire departments here in the county. So, we'll be staffed. It'll be limited during the days on occasion.
Yeah.
There's
I was
days
just
that
curious.
I'm in Kansas City, so I won't be able to
Right.
make it, but. Also, the ARPA funds that the fire department received for this year. We were granted $6,500 and we spent $6,495 on 6 air packs. Now it's just the pack itself. It does not include the cylinder, and the cylinders I did get a quote for today for $450 a cylinder. So I haven't had time, but I need to go through my budget to see where I can get $450 for the cylinders for these air packs. So. Anything else?
Keep looking at them numbers.
That's National Fire Prevention Week.
There you
Excellent.
go.
I appreciate it. We do have, what is it, next week? We have kindergarten coming to the fire station, kneecap, so we'll be busy.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mickey?
One thing from my book that I gave you would be that I want to tell you is we're hiring, I'm sure you all heard Mr. Williams he works at the Brown County Sheriff's Office. He's going to join us. I worked with him for a good number of years at the sheriff's office, and he has certification experience, supervisory experience, and we're going to put him in as a captain. Everybody at the department is ecstatic that he's coming and they're happy. And that helps us fill a role with somebody who's certified even. So now we'll be down to 1 opening for now, but we're quite busy. And when he said ARPA funding, I don't know a date, but anytime soon, Brad Rosenberger is going to show up and fix our ramp, take it out, put in a new ramp, which needs replaced badly. And that's about all I know right now. You got any questions?
I got a full report here. I haven't got through it all yet. so.
No, you have to. Don't fall asleep.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mike.
Lynette, you might give us a little update on the building, too, while you're talking.
The building, we have 2 inspectors come in and look at the situation above you. We have 1 bid back in, the other one we're still waiting on to send it over to the landlord. That one we're still, they said it'd be about 10 days. I expect by the end of the week, we'll have the last bid if they send it over. I don't know too much more. He was over here with the contractor looking at the outside the building with the front doors. I haven't heard any more about the roof yet, though. I haven't gotten that much more information from him yet, so.
You got your bat bid, didn't you?
That, though, we're waiting for 1 more to come in.
Oh.
We have 1 quote, we're waiting for 1 more to come in. It should be here by the end of the week, I believe. I will be gone Monday, or Friday, Monday, and Tuesday. I'm taking some time off, so I won't be in the office. If you need something, call Megan. Megan's here. Tomorrow's her 90 days. So she's kind of sitting in, learning how the next step goes and things. Also, we had an idea that we wanted to start seeing the spirit back in downtown with how the homecoming. So Stacy came in and painted up the windows and we won first prize. Yay.
Oh, good.
So the school is offering a free breakfast, I think, to the staff. So we're having Stacy's staff come in for that reward because she's the one that did all the work. We just kind of supply the building. So that's all I have right now, though.
All right, thank you. Andy? Larry?
Well, Commissioner Dave and I were at the league conference, and one of the highlights for me was the keynote from yesterday morning, where we talked about body language. And I just did 2 things that was trying to tell something about what I'm thinking. This is an analytical move as well as that. And one of the things that we learned we have to watch is somebody who uses their left hand, regardless of whether they're right-handed or left-handed, and scratch their nose.
I don't do that very often.
That is an indication that when they're talking to you, they're lying. So one of the things that we saw yesterday and today is whenever somebody came to the podium, they did a little make sure they had their left arm back behind so they didn't accidentally do what they did. And then the other thing that was kind of fun is that, they talked about gentlemen who reach down and pull up their socks is kind of a little thing to say, to the ladies, yeah, I'm kind of interested in you. So we're just going to have to watch what we do with socks. So, I know Andy and I both have flashy socks, so we kind of have to watch that a little bit, I guess. But that was fun. On the serious side, I think Dave and I both sat in on housing issues, seminars, and some things like that. I sat in today on a meeting relating to a First Amendment audit, which is somebody that comes in, tries to antagonize staff about doing something that would cause them, the employees, to do something stupid and get into an argument, an altercation, something that would, violate law and that sort of thing. Though says First, Second, and Fourth Amendments issues. I'm hoping that we see the PowerPoint presentations from these people that will actually be able to help out in the way we we deal with things.
Good. You got anything else, Larry?
Yes.
Let's get serious here.
Yesterday morning, I locked down another person to do an interview with for the city administrator position on October 26th. I want to know if we've got any issues for the 26th. So what I'd like to do is bring this person in, go through the departments and have a view on site at each department location, talk to each department head, and then have an interview in that 5:30, 6:30 timeframe, whatever seems to work well with you guys. So I'll need some feedback on that.
As far as I'm concerned, we just go ahead with the process. You got it set up. Or can you get it set up and we just go ahead with the interview?
Okay, so if we do 5:30, which would be a normal commission time,
5:30 don't make any difference.
appropriate for you?
Couldn't have for me.
All right, I'm okay with that. And then the last thing is that next week I'm going to be spending my time in Hillsborough. I've got both of my children and my one grandson showing up. So I'll be playing grandpa this next week. So I'm looking forward to that. So in the meantime, if there's any problem, as we normally do, give me a call. I can call Mickey and tell him to take care of it. Or any of the department heads. That's all I have. Thank you.
Okay. Well, everybody's doing a good job. Kind of keep track of them every once in a while. So you're all doing an excellent job, and I can congratulate all of you for the fine work you're doing. And don't think we're forgetting you. So especially the new gal, she's going to really get educated here before long. So, but I have nothing else. Brian?
I do. The Country Cabin asked if there's any way that if they could put a sign out next to our sign. I think they just want something small for directions.
Well, they just put one up.
Well, I
think that's state property, isn't it?
Is it? It shows on the map that it's.
I mean, we mowed.
It's just open. It might be state. I don't know.
I don't know, but I don't know how far our easement goes out there.
It's state up there, I think.
They just have to get a sign from every day.
Okay, so they need to go through.
Yeah, I was thinking that was.
Yeah.
They would normally have to approach KDOT to put in an application for a sign at a particular location, and KDOT would either approve it or not. And if they do, then there'll be some specific things that they end up having to deal with. So the best advice that we've got would be contact the local KDOT office and say, hey, I want to put a sign, and there'll be some negotiation about size and location and that sort of stuff. So it's just a matter of, working with them.
Okay.
Anything else, Brian?
Nope.
Evans?
I have nothing.
Becky?
I just wanted to point out, last week was homecoming, of course, and it was kind of exciting to see how the city kind of jumped in. I mean, I know the schools have tried really hard to try to make it a bigger celebration, involve the elementary school, involve the middle school. 7 of the businesses downtown decorated windows, which was, nice to win. So, but I hope to continue to see that kind of spirit. Just being on the parade, going through it, seeing all the people out along the streets to cheer them on, and down here on the city square, supporting the boys and stuff. It was really a pretty cool thing to see. So I just hope we keep building on that. That's the kind of spirit we need, both school level and citywide, to keep things going good.
Anything else?
Good luck to the cross-country team on Thursday for league, but other than that, no.
Dave,
Yeah, back to this conference that Larry and I were at, I think everybody up here needs to sign up for that and go to it because you learn a lot. You get to meet other people. Larry introduced me to so many people that he knows. I'm not sure there's anybody there he didn't know, but thank you for that, Larry. I don't remember names very well, but he's got a lot of connections. We got the best man here to take care of us until we get a new administrator. So thank you for that, Larry. The tree board helped Brad Siebenmorgan finish planting a windbreak out at Noble or out at Bruning last week. And we could have used some more trees. I didn't know we'd get as far as we did, but we finished the north, got 2 rows on the north side of that soccer field, had extra trees. We went around the west side. If we would have had one more package, we could have probably done the whole west side like it needs to be done, but I didn't know we were going to get that far. So well, now we just got to keep them watered, and maybe 50 years from now, we'll see them. They're pretty small.
I don't think I'll be around.
I don't think I'll see them either. That's all I have.
Okay, is there a motion? We adjourn.
I'll make the motion, we adjourn.
Second.
Motion been made and second adjourn. We'll vote.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Motion carried. Thank everybody for coming out.